No, he's watching himself on the TV and it turns off and you see V behind him. He just like
I
freaks
love how
out,
like the
falls to
whole
the
time
ground.
too, before like V shows up, he's just like, yeah, if I ever saw him, I'd like
Yeah.
pop him one in the face. That guy ever come near me, he gonna get his ass kicked. And then V's there, and he's just like, "Wah!"
He's right behind me, isn't he?
No! Don't slap my wiener, please. Let me put a towel on.
I don't want to die naked.
Wait, the water was cold. The water was cold.
Yeah. I swear this never happens.
Yeah.
Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Just give me a minute.
Yeah,
Can you look the other way, please?
I can't do it with you watching.
So apparently there's two versions of this movie. There's V is for Vendetta and V is for Vendetta Unmasked that came out in 2006.
Did anybody
Really?
watch
I don't
that?
know.
That's is that the one we watched? No, I don't think
I
so.
don't
I
know.
don't think so.
I have no idea.
I watched the
It's
one
got
that
a
was on Prime
7.6
Video.
and no plot. So I'm gonna go with the other one that's got an 8.1 and a full plot.
Yeah, I was gonna say whichever's on Prime. That's what I fucking
Shit,
viewed.
Hugo Weaving played V? Oh, that
Yeah.
makes so much
Yeah.
sense, actually.
Did it?
I know.
When I learned that, I was like, no, he fucking didn't. That what?
His voice is just commanding.
Yeah, but he's
Aggressive.
also not British, and like,
Yeah.
like when I think of him, I
Not
just think
British.
of Mr. Anderson. So it's like,
Is Natalie Portman British?
Sure
No.
depends.
Nope.
Yeah.
She's just young.
but you also don't see his
She's
face
just
the whole
hot.
time.
Yeah, baby.
Hello and welcome to episode 22 of the No Thumbs Up podcast, where down is up and thumbs are down. On today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at V for Vendetta from 2005, a film about a humble vaudevillain veteran cast vicariously as both victim and villain by the vicissitudes of fate. Dane made this one hard on me, so
Yeah.
give me a chance.
Hey, you killed that, honestly. I was expecting a little more tripping on that one. Props to you.
But first, let me introduce some beautiful people. The villainously vengeful Dane, the violently vicious Josh, visage of vanity vanished, Marcel. And of course, as always, the one, the only, Spaghetti Joe. Or
Spaghetti Joe.
Uncle Chuck.
Spaghetti.
My name is the vibrantly voluptuous Joel. I'll be your plotsman for today, so please sit down, get comfortable, and hit that. I actually looked up how to say this word and I can't remember. Vichyssoise verbiage like button.
That
I think I
fucking
actually
what
meant to say
now?
visage of verbiage, but I probably messed that one up.
Can you spell that?
VichySsoise.
No way.
Vichyssoise? Vichy?
Is this a soup?
I don't know.
It's a soup.
Anyways, hit that like
What's the
button.
word and just threw it in?
I think I tried to type visage and it auto-corrected me. Might be.
It's
Yeah,
hella soup, yeah.
it is.
This soup of verbiage. I mean, that is kind of fitting, to be honest.
Hit
Good.
that like button, or we will voraciously and vindictively seek out a vengeance and vendetta against you.
Yeah.
But if you like what we're doing here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and get to get more podcasts like this one, and hit the bell so you don't miss a damn episode. Greetings, everyone. It's been a while.
It's been
Quite some time.
In a minute.
Besides Dane, because I know that he knows. Does anyone remember what our last video was? No.
Wait,
You
give
ever
me
do
a
Perfect
second.
Blue?
Yeah, I was like, give me a minute to go over to my other screen here.
No.
Just-
Well, our
One
last
was a
one.
bit further back.
Our last
the
one
anime movie?
was technically the Mario Kart 420 extravaganza.
True,
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
Our
true.
last episode uploaded was the bucket list on May 10th. That was episode 20. And
Oh, okay.
our last episode recorded was Train to Busan, episode 21 on May 23rd, but that one never got uploaded yet. Sad life.
Damn. Yet. Is it gonna get
I
uploaded?
remember.
I
Okay,
think
yeah.
it will.
I remember that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I was like, I remember talking about that movie one time.
Yeah.
That was a good movie.
yeah.
I like that one.
Was a
That was a good movie.
Wasn't that like way at the beginning we recorded that or something? I feel like that was a long time ago, wasn't it?
Well, I mean, we haven't done one in like.
Oh yeah,
recorded.
it's been a while since we recorded, but I thought that was like way towards the beginning though.
It's been
Joel
like
got married since
8
we
months.
last recorded.
True.
Yeah.
That's true.
Big things been going on.
Motherfucker.
Moving up in the
Dave's
world.
Fucking
Jacked.
busy and depressed. So had you guys seen this movie prior?
Yeah, I'd seen it a while ago.
Yeah, I watched it like almost half a year ago at this point. But
Oh yeah, I guess probably a lot of us watched.
Oh,
not
I did.
before that.
Several times, and then I always end up just getting really bored halfway through, and then I just like I've never
What do
been
you
able to
mean?
focus all the way through.
So great.
I don't know. It never
Amazing
hit the
movie.
spot, but for some reason I love Watchmen, which is just like this, like the same comic. Like it's the same shit, it's just different Bible.
Isn't Watchmen a lot more critically acclaimed though?
I think this movie did pretty well.
I think this one did. Really
Yeah, I think it did
remember
good, yeah.
talking highly of it all the time, but like I've never.
Curtis is also the guy.
Yeah, the Guy Fawkes
Definitely
guy.
this type of movie.
He's like, oh, this is against the government. Hey, hey,
I'm your guy.
the British, fuck them. All right.
My first time seeing this was like when me and Joe were in dance, and Ben like, because like when you went to do your like whatever you called your end of your recitals, like people would just be sitting in the back room forever, and he had brought his like little like portable DVD player.
Oh,
Watching
yeah.
this.
Wait, he put on V for Vendetta, really?
Yeah, it's like
Damn.
yeah.
I don't remember that, but cool.
Yeah, we got like an hour to kill. Let's just watch this like 2-hour movie about just overthrowing the government. Like,
Yeah, I know.
We
It's
had
like
so much time. Oh my
real
god.
mood setter, you know.
it's way
We were
too
there
like
for a whole
political.
fucking day. But yeah,
Way too political to understand at that age, and probably too
honestly.
violent for like the I don't know if like the parents would have caught us.
Yeah.
Bit about the movie to preface. It says 2006, but I'm pretty sure at the beginning I said 2005.
I've seen when I was doing the script, I saw so much mixed stuff of 2005, 2006. So I think it might have been like made in 2005, released in 2006. The same
Two
thing
versions
for
released. Remember?
Yeah.
So one, the Unmasked, which is like the unrated, came out in 2006, but the original came out in 2005.
Okay, that makes sense.
Oh.
And then I saw some mixed numbers on the box office numbers too. I know you're about to get to that in a sec, sorry, but I saw 130 million and I saw 132.5 million, so I don't know which one it's really supposed to be.
Fudge your numbers, eh?
Million.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
I wish I had an extra 2.5 million.
Yeah.
Just like laying around, you know. It's directed by
Just laying it.
James McTeigue.
McTeague? I think McTeague.
Yeah, that sounds right. Like you said, box office of 132.5 million, a budget of 54 million. And as for people that I recognize in this, there's Natalie Portman from Black Swan, from Thor, from Star Wars. She's Padme, and Jane Foster in Thor.
it's just Natalie Portman. That's all you need to say.
Yeah.
Pretty well known.
Also,
But I
like,
get it.
in this, her name is Evie, and his name is V. So it's like,
Yeah.
That V is the fifth letter of the alphabet, and V is the fifth number of the Roman numeral.
And V
Remember
is
the
for
5th of
Vendetta.
November?
damn.
Yeah.
V.
Joe's got
On to something.
Hugo Weaving is V from The Matrix. I don't remember what his name is in The Matrix. He's the bad guy.
Yeah.
Captain America, he's
He's the bad guy.
Red Skull, and Lord of the Rings, he's Elrond. For Lord of the
You would
Rings.
know that.
Mhm.
John Hurt.
You should.
He's also Red Skull in Captain America.
What? He didn't just say that. What?
Yeah.
John Hurt.
I was also scrolling through because I'm like, where do I know him from? Like, where is that one thing? I'm like, oh, that's what it is.
The Chancellor guy is John Hurt,
Yeah.
and he was in the original 1984, and like his like whole like Big Brother type thing is very 1984, like the
Mhm.
did on the big TV. He was in Hellboy as Professor Bloom, and Harry Potter. Who's he in Harry Potter? I don't know. Anyways, he's in Alien as the character named Kane as well. If you've never seen the No Thumbs Up podcast before, we're going to be talking about a movie, and then we'll be spinning this here wheel at the end of the episode to decide which movie we review for next week or whenever we do this again. So our movies for this week are my movie, The Green Knight. That's a newish movie. Encanto. It's a new Disney classic.
Spanish.
Yeah.
New
Is it
Disney
Spanish?
classic.
Yeah.
No, it's not in Spanish. Yeah. Anyway.
Freaky, that's Marcel's movie. I personally never heard of it. Spirited Away, Studio Ghibli movie.
There's pigs.
Hot
That's
Fuzz.
all it's about.
The pigs.
Lots of pigs.
Hot Fuzz cops. Yep.
They eat pigs in that movie too. I'm pretty sure. All the part with all the delicious food. They eat ham.
No spoilers.
Whoa.
Hot Fuzz, part of the Cornetto trilogy. And our extra movie to fill up the wheel this week is Dude, Where's My Car? So we'll be seeing that at the end to find out.
So stay tuned.
Star-studded lineup today.
Absolutely. All bangers.
Line up for movies, actually.
Yeah, but it's going to land on mine, so...
Yeah, exactly.
You literally thumbed it.
Yeah. Thumbs
Sorry.
to the top.
So,
I mean, how can I trust you spinning that wheel? How do I know you're not just gonna like stop it on yours?
You have like a pre-recorded video of it landing.
You just see Joel in an absolute like outfit change when it lands on it.
Josh uploads a video the next day. Like, see, this is where he spliced in the video.
Yeah. Exposing Joel.
The no thumbs up, yeah. Drama.
Yeah, we gotta start some drama for the channel. That's how we really get going.
Get on Keemstar's shit.
All right, who are we calling out? What podcast is getting our wrath?
Yeah. Well, we've got only room to punch up at this point, so we don't
Absolutely.
have to worry.
Underdog stories.
So, to get into the plot then, V for Vendetta, remember, the 5th of November, the gunpowder treason and plot. I know of no reason for the gunpowder treason to ever be forgot.
What?
So, like, open up and we see Guy Fawkes 400 years ago, and he tries to blow up Parliament with gunpowder, but he's like caught, and we hear Natalie Portman's character Evie talking, saying that like you can kill a man, but you can't kill an idea, and that will kind of set this whole thing in motion because he's trying to overthrow the government. That ends up being V's whole shtick. Then we jump ahead 400 years. Wow, big time jump.
It's the year 1600, so
Now we're in the future.
it's been a while.
Yeah, and
But the idea didn't die, Joel.
The idea is still around.
You can't kill an idea, Joel.
You said so yourself.
I'm trying to remember what the newscaster's name is. It is Louis Prothero. We see him on the news saying like how like America is pretty much just like fallen to shit in the past 20 years because of like this virus, and they like sent England all this like tobacco and all this like good stuff to
Yeah.
hopefully get on their good side.
It's like
They're
tobacco and wheat.
Yeah.
Had to like, get some medicine. Didn't they get like
Yeah.
leprosy? Wasn't that the thing they said like the United States just got like rampant with leprosy?
Yeah.
What I figured
People's
that it
limbs
was,
falling off.
I
That's pretty
thought it
cool.
was like the St. Mary's virus, like that
Yeah.
everybody else got.
That was like the one that was going through London and like Great Britain in the movie.
Yeah, I figured it had just like spread, and that's what happened. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyways, it's like her just in there doing her makeup, and V doing his fucking mask makeup. Now.
Yeah.
But they both leave the house at like the same time, and Evie gets stopped by these guys, and they start being real
Fine,
creepy.
gentlemen.
Yeah.
I want to shake your hand.
I want to shake your hand.
I want to shake your hand, ma'am. That's not it.
Lady,
But
I want to shake your hand.
Start grabbing up on her, and so she like pulls the pepper spray, and they're like, "You just pulled pepper spray on a cup." Like,
Yeah. One bastard.
No twist, baby. I'm a police officer.
Yeah.
Now we can
Oh,
do
that's
anything
like
and kill you,
super
like we may have done anyways.
Yeah.
So yeah, they start grabbing her, and then V comes to the rescue. First time we see him, definitely he's just Batman in this movie.
Yeah, literally though.
This was made by like one of the companies who did, I think, one of the older Batmans, like a DC Comics.
It is, yeah. This was a DC movie.
Yeah. And so he saves her, and I like the part where she's like, who are you? He's like, not who, but what am I? And I am a man in a mask. She's like, yeah, no, I can see that. He's like, yeah, I'm just talking. He's like, I'm pointing out the paradox of asking a man in a mask who he is. Like, that defeats the purpose. So stupid.
You're right, I guess.
She catches on too. She's like, oh, yeah, that makes sense, yeah.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, no, I'm a musician. You want to come with me? And she's like, this seems a little sus.
Yeah, like what? First time you meet somebody.
All right, sure.
Yeah.
Why not? Like,
And then she just agrees, like,
my plans are
yeah,
canceled,
okay.
like, all right. Like,
He's like, I'm about to put on a concert. Like, it is past curfew, so nobody's allowed to be out here. But
You know that concert that everybody's going to tonight?
yeah.
hey, you just saw me absolutely obliterate two secret police, but do you want to come like go to a concert right now?
Like I get that like the fingermen are the bad guys, but like they're still technically cops, and he just like beat the fuck out of some cops real quick.
Yeah, but
One of the things that made me laugh the most, like the guy's crawling back towards this guy, he just boots him in the fucking ass.
does he like cut his dick off? It seems like that. The
don't
dude like
think so.
turns around and he's like, no, and then he just like swings his knife down like this.
No,
he
cut his belt off so his pants fall down.
No,
And that's
but
why when he's,
after,
like, crawling away.
Yeah, after that when he's crawling
Oh, really?
away. Maybe, I don't know.
Oh, wow.
But
And then he chopped his dick off.
yeah.
Grab his dick and twist it.
Sewer.
So yeah, they go up to the roof, and he's like, do you hear that? And this music starts playing, and he starts like conducting. And the Old Bailey building just explodes, and
Low key though, that scene's actually just like awesome. Like,
iconic.
It's
Yeah.
really good, yeah.
it's really good. Like I remember that specific scene from
Yeah.
the trailers and like everything, and like watching it again today, I was like, this is like a well shot, amped up scene. Like I'm just like, yeah, tear down the government. Woo!
Yeah, blow up the government building.
We cut to like the first scene with the High Chancellor and all his men sitting in the desk and saying, "Oh, we can't track this guy. He used homemade explosives. Anyways, they're not gonna find him." On the news, they like every time we cut back to the news, they're just like lying through their teeth. For the Old Bailey building exploding, they're just like, "Oh yeah, they planned this demolition, but the like the guys who were demolishing it got like put in some fireworks.
Yeah.
They were kind of zany."
Like 2 seconds before they do that news report, it's like talking to the guy backstage. He's like, it's our job to report up news, not fabricate it like the government. Then they immediately just start fabricating stories.
Yeah. So, but like because it's just surveillance state, they see everything. They know that Evie was with V last night. So they're like, oh, she works at this news station. We'll go there. And so she like we see that she works there as like a mail person. I like that the dude's like, so were those boxes scanned? And she's like, no, they're filled with explosives.
No pull bombs.
Yeah, he's like, oh, okay, that's fine. It turns out when she brings them back, they're all filled with Guy Fawkes masks, just like V. And then he just busts in there with a bomb strapped to his chest. And so they just kind of let him do what he wants, goes in the back room, starts holding everybody just like...
They don't know I know this trick. I have a bomb.
This is what I call a pro gamer move.
And then he plants on C.
Yeah.
No.
That dude is just Russian B. He's Russian B on a half by.
The like inspectors show up and they're like, it's that girl who was with him last night. They start chasing him around. The whole kerfuffle gets started. And all of a sudden the like emergency TV broadcast station playing V's video that he forces them to put on. basically just a message of, hey, there's something very wrong with this country, isn't there?
Wait,
Whose fault
no.
is that? It's
Do you
all
guys
of
remember
it.
the
Yeah,
big gun thing that they use on the door? He just like shoves it in the door and it just like fills it full of some like liquid,
Yeah,
and
like
then they just can't open the door. Like what the
It's
fuck
like a
was that?
cement gunner. So I mean, we're in the future, but
Isn't it like 2020 in the movie?
Literally 2 years ago.
Yeah.
No, it was 2020.
Yeah.
I saw late 2020s, 2032, and 2020 online. There's no consistency to it.
Nice.
Yeah, just like punctures
Well,
the
we're not
door and
far
then just
off.
squirts concrete in the wall or something.
Yeah, it's bullshit. You know how I like that work in construction would have saved me so much time.
Only Alberta men understand. So yeah, he
They don't have
puts on this.
construction anywhere else.
No, only here.
There's no construction
here.
anywhere.
The pinnacle
I
of
wrong?
infrastructure.
Am I
Nothing gets
wrong?
built here. What are we talking about?
Everyone in fucking Montana is just living in dirt huts. Yeah, so in this video, he wants everybody to like meet him at the Parliament on the next Guy Fawkes Day, the 5th of November. When they come in, when the investigators break in to come get him, like everybody, there's like a bunch of smoke in the room, and everybody's wearing Guy Fawkes masks and have their hands tied, which I love. That's very Batman.
Yeah.
Yo, isn't that Guy Fawkes feller the one guy with one leg that ran across Canada?
Like I feel like if they like would have made this movie more of a like superhero movie and less of a like fuck the government movie, they could have kept going with it and like made it something cool, but they just I feel like they just ended it and like they're like, yep, this is V from V for Vendetta, and there's just so much more you could have done with them. Like
No, honestly, I think that's what took me out of it when I first watched, because it's so grounded for most of it, and then like when we get into it like later where they start like talking about V and stuff, I'm like, so he's like a superhero. This makes like no sense. You know what I mean?
He's
like,
pretty much a superhero.
That took me out of it though, because I'm like I found like everything, like I said, everything else is so like, you know, real, right?
Yeah.
Well, especially now, like how things are now. You're like, oh, but then like he's just like, yeah, I got like superpowers, and I'm like, okay, so he's an X-Men. Like, what
like you see him like fighting those guys. He just like punches them, and they just like boom, like fly up against the wall. It's like holy shit,
dude's face is just broken in.
Nah, man, he just took karate.
Full clean through his head.
Yep, he knows karate.
One clean chunk, man.
So he has like the bomb in there. Like they have him surrounded at one point, and one of the dudes is like, "That's him," and then they're like going to take off his mask. He just stabs both, like pretty much all the people there. Outie. I like how the one cop is just like, "Oh man, do you have any idea like how much this facility is worth? I better just try to defuse this bomb. Like I don't know how to do it. I'll just cut one of the wires." Luckily, he's right, but like
that's it. I did it.
Damn, I really thought I was gonna kill us all.
Holy shit, that worked.
That would have been the fucking end of the movie. Like V wasn't out of the building at that point. Like,
Yeah.
was he just banking on the cops to actually know how to defuse the bomb, or that just makes no sense to me?
And he's like, "Yeah, fuck it, I can defuse this thing. I got this. Like, it can't be that hard, right? What is there, 3 wires? You know, like a third.
I've played that game before, you know."
Oh, it's the red one. You just cut the red wire, and you're usually okay. Except if you're not, in which case you're dead.
The red wire,
50-50.
V, before he gets out, gets caught by a dude with a gun, and then Evie pepper sprays that guy to save him, but she gets clocked out.
Pistol
whipped. Yeah. And so V's kind of looking at her and is like, well, if she stays here, she's already affiliated with me, so she dies.
Probably
like,
dead.
I could just take her now and let her go, and then she would die. So I guess I'm gonna take her back to my place, and she'll just stay with me for a whole year.
For a whole year.
It's gonna be a tall order when she wakes up.
Yeah.
God damn.
By the way,
I'm gonna win her over with some eggs on toast.
Yeah.
You didn't really like outside anyway, right? Like you didn't really like going and doing stuff. Okay, I got great news for you.
I do live in a basement with no windows. It's nice.
But look at all this cool shit I have. I mean, do you really want to go again?
I guess thinking back to it, he lives in a train station,
Mm-hmm.
Which I didn't really put together till just now. But yeah, on the news again, they're just lying, saying that they're like, yeah, so this terrorist broke in and did all this stuff, but he was killed, so don't worry about it. Evie wakes up and V says, oh, this was my only choice, kind of thing.
There wasn't really many options, you know. You're like, you gotta just live with me now. I'm sorry, I don't make the rules, but you live with me now. You're a part of my family. Like, you're not allowed to leave at all. Like,
you are gonna
you're
have
not
to.
The captive.
You can't leave, but you do have to pay rent. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. You okay with $500 a month, right? Like, I know we just, we just almost blew up your work and everything. Like, you're fine though. Like,
the place you used to live will be foreclosed on. Your credit is ruined.
Yeah.
So she's just like, oh, I'm mad about this. Goes to sleep, wakes up the next day. It's fine, I get it.
Yeah.
He's making her like egg and toast, but you see he's not wearing his gloves and he's like all burnt to shit on his hands.
Man, this guy really sucks at making eggs.
Yeah. I'm gonna look up his name again. Yeah, Louis Protero. We see in his apartment is just like watching his own newscast, like repeating it to himself, yelling, just very vain. And then V sneaks in using Evie's card because she works at the station, but her card from the station lets her into his house.
I was like, just this guy's house? Like, yeah, what? Yeah. How does that work?
Maybe, she may like deliver the mail, but she might also, like get a little bit of that extra promotional credit, Like,
yeah.
maybe that's why she was getting all dolled up.
Mm-hmm.
In the beginning when she was getting all dolled up to leave her house, she was going to Datrix's house.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The other guy with the TV show. But back to where we were. So dude turns around. Oh my god! Or no, he's watching himself on the TV and it turns off, and you see V behind him.
Mm-hmm.
He just like.
I love how like the whole time too, before like V shows up, he's just like, yeah, if I ever saw him, I'd like pop him one in the face. That guy ever come near me, he gonna get his ass kicked. And then V's there, and he's just like, what?
He's right behind me, isn't he?
Please,
no, my ass!
Sorry, I didn't mean it.
Don't kick it.
Some like kid talking trash on Xbox like live, and then.
I mean, to be fair, if you were in the shower and then you just turn and there's some fucking masked dude standing there that you were just talking shit about, you'd probably be scared a little bit shitless.
Yeah.
No! Don't slap my wiener, please. Let me put a towel on.
I don't want to die naked.
Wait, the water was cold.
I swear this never happens.
Yeah.
Give me a minute. Just give me a minute.
Yeah.
Can you look the other way, please?
I can't do it with you watching. V it says that he recognizes him from a long time ago. He wore a suit back then, but we don't really know where he's from yet. Later that night, him and Evie are watching she gets woken up by him like reenacting the Count of Monte Cristo. It's like he's like, oh sorry, I woke you. It's like, yeah, you're hitting a fucking sword.
He just like comes out, he's just like out of breath. He's like, oh, sorry.
Did I wake you? Clang, clang.
Yeah. No, just go back to sleep. Go back to sleep.
Like soars and hours across the room.
He invites her to watch the Count of Monte Cristo because she's never seen it. But it gets interrupted. Or no, once they're done or something, it comes on the news that Louis died of a heart attack, and Evie knows the news lady is lying, so she's just like,
yeah.
You did this? He's just like, yeah, I did that.
And I would do it again.
Yeah, like he doesn't care about killing. He says that if you're using it for a good reason, you can kill people. So,
facts, brother. Keep it up.
Keep your head up. Your crown is falling. but at the investigators at the police station, or should I say Commissioner Gordon, pretty much, because this is Batman, is realizes that, hey, that news guy was like hella rich before he even had his TV show. He was just like this most decorated like army guy, and then he got put at this place called Lark Hill. And they're trying to find all this information about Lark Hill. They're going all these places, and it's like, oh no, sorry, that's all that information was stricken from the record. It goes to this other place. Oh, it's all stricken from the record. And he's kind of just like picking up the breadcrumbs of everything, trying to figure out
Like
what's
how
going on.
nonchalantly that like guard is saying that too. He's just like, oh yeah, like the only record we have of that is like none, and they're like, well, why not? Oh, well, we it's like this, sometimes things get lost, like it it happens, like Betty stamps like the wrong date, and then it just gets voided and shredded, like we just clear all the files, we blacklist everything, it happens.
He's like, you can check the records. He's like, I've checked the records. All the shit's gone. Well, you can go. You're free to look.
Like you can take a look. There's literally nothing. It's an empty flash drive, but you can look at it, like if you want.
Try again. Did you try turning it off and on again?
If you try unplugging it and plugging it back in. Oh, there's nothing there. Dude, I think we got like a piece of paper on it somewhere, but most of it's blacked out. But you can look at it. It's just like
fully
a
black
piece of paper with a
page.
bunch of.
So it's I think at this point, like, I don't know if Evie's like trying to be genuine or trying to trick V, but she's telling him the story of like her parents and her brother who died to the virus, and then her parents became very political and like were kind of activists, and then they got killed in the night, and she just watched them get dragged away from underneath her.
Kidnapped. They didn't get killed there. They get
true.
For information. Yes.
Yeah.
They get secret policed.
They get disappeared.
Yep.
But yeah, she's like, yeah. So if you want any help, like, I'll help you. V eventually takes her up on that offer for the help, and he's like, we're gonna go kill a priest.
Easiest way to do that, you gotta look like a little girl. It's pretty rough. Like,
no, I swear this is essential for the
I swear to God, man, I was watching that, and like I was kind of playing The Witcher at the same time when I was rewatching it, but then I was like, I look down and all I see is her in that like outfit, and I'm like, I missed something here. Give me a second. Like I gotta go back.
Wait a second. What?
I'm like, I gotta give this my attention here. I gotta know what the setup is.
I thought at first it was like a flashback to her childhood. I'm like, did they like de-age her or something? And I was like, so fucking weird. And she's like, oh no, I'm just cutesy in my pigtails. I'm a 14-year-old girl now.
Yeah, it's just like
so uncomfortable, that whole fucking scene.
But then
I love how she's just like, yeah, this guy's trying to kill you. He's gonna try to kill you. And he's just like, yeah, that's cool. And I'll show me your tits. Like,
Yeah.
I know he's just like, oh, I love.
Ooh, what a role play.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds real hot. Who's coming to kill me? I don't give a shit. Take off your pants. Like,
But I'm not wearing pants.
Yeah.
She like kicks him off. He gets real pissed, and V busts in and just like starts heading towards him. The priest grabs a gun, just misses him point blank.
Yeah.
Just cracks his arm. Yeah. Evie runs away amidst all of this because V couldn't be bothered. He's like, nah, wait, I gotta say a bunch of safety words before I kill this guy.
Wait, shit.
Gets a thesaurus.
Yeah.
She runs away to Daedric's house. He's like another entertainer. He has his own show. And she's explaining all this to him, and he's like, I got something to show you. Opens up his secret wine cabinet like door, and it's filled with like all this like anti-chancellor propaganda, and it's like has the Quran in there and like some homosexual pornography. I don't know if you'd call it
got
that.
some gay shit on the wall. Like,
but obviously in this state, you're not like allowed to be homosexual. So he's like, yeah, no, if you wear a mask for so long, you kind of forget who you are. Which is like, that's
I just
V.
hate that. This, I don't know what it was, but like, it's just, that scene kind of just hit. Like that just, it just hit. I don't know what.
It's kind of like just look at my hand. Just did that.
Like that.
That's basically
Exactly.
the whole scene.
That's exactly what I would say.
Wait, do it again.
Okay, no, you gotta look close this time.
One more time.
I want to see it again.
I'm gonna make a fist this time. Okay, wait.
But harder.
This fucking background bullshit. Yeah.
A fist comes through my camera.
We'll be back in 3 minutes, please.
At the autopsy of the priest, we see like the scientist there, and the inspector goes up and say, "Hey, you ever heard of this flower?" She's like, "Yes, but it's supposed to be extinct," and she looks very worried. Then he goes to see his second inspector. I don't even know his name. And then when they're talking, they find the autopsy lady in their system. He's just like, "Damn, I like just saw her. What a coincidence."
Yeah.
So V is already on his way to go see her. The inspector's always just one step behind. She had grabbed like this journal she had locked away, and she just like goes to bed, wakes up in the middle of the night, and V is standing in the corner of her bedroom. She's like, "Hey."
She like
Are
doesn't
you
even
my
like
sleep
look in like
paralysis demon tonight?
yeah, she's like doesn't even like look in the general direction of like where he is. He's like way off in some like dark corner, and she's like, "It's you, isn't it?" It's like, what?
I know, and then he
Back again?
reveals.
Oh shit! I thought you were someone else. Sorry.
And he reveals
Wait.
later, like, I killed you 10 minutes ago. It's like, so you knew he was here, but
my
you
woman.
missed that.
Yeah.
I caught you. I know you're there.
These parts is too much.
Yeah, I do like that, though, because they're like, it kind of seems like a meeting of old friends.
Yeah.
She's just like, yeah, no, I get it. You got to do this, but like, take my journal. Or no,
Mhm.
she says read my journal, but he doesn't take it. Yeah, and she's like, well, is it gonna hurt? Is it gonna hurt dying? No, I killed you 10 minutes ago. And she's like, okay, cool. Who takes the rose?
All right, deuces.
Investigator shows up after, and he takes the journal, which I think V just leaves for him so that later on he can make use of them.
Yeah.
But so
Must have read that like super quick. Though. Like, here's the sirens outside, just like going page to page. Like, all right, I got like 3/4 of the way through. Toss it on.
He's what's that internet guy? Ty Lopez. He can read 2 books at once.
I will hear you 10 books a second.
in my garage.
In my garage.
They
In my garage.
in Joe's garage.
My garage.
Joe's
You got
garage.
it.
You don't have a garage, Joe.
I don't have a
That's
garage.
fine. Anyways,
Yeah, I know.
reading the stories in the journal about the camp where we learned that V was held captive, and so like the autopsy lady was
It
like,
wasn't a
yeah,
summer camp. It was like the other kind of camp. It wasn't a fun camp. You know, they weren't like
No.
sitting around.
It was
like,
a science camp.
Yeah. And V went to summer camp and had a very bad time.
My lord.
They're trying to. I don't really understand. I could go back and watch it, but I don't really understand what she thought that they were doing there. It seemed like she thought that they were creating some sort of cure for something, but like I thought that they created the virus there. So I don't know. Some mix of them creating
Bit
the
of this,
virus
little
and
bit
the
of that.
vaccine. Yeah.
Yeah.
But basically, they're bringing in all these people that the
This is the
what are
gulag.
they called? Little fingers, red fingers,
Fingerman.
fingermen.
Little finger.
Oh,
Yeah, so the little red fingers.
I thought I was going to go in a different direction, honestly. I didn't like it.
Every time they disappear somebody, a lot of the time they get brought here and tested on, and most of the time they die.
Disappeared somebody.
Uh,
The magician.
and everybody pretty much
Poof,
dies.
your mother and half your family is now in the gulag.
I
Happy
mean,
Heath's birthday.
pretty much.
Believe in the supreme leader.
You're in the gulag. Sorry.
This is pretty much 1984, so yeah. So it's
You
this.
make a joke, you end up in gulag.
It's killing everyone, except for
Whoa.
V, which he's in the 5th room, which is represented by the letter V. But he doesn't die, but he does totally forget who he is. I don't think he gets the burns on his body here, like from the metamorphosis or whatever. I think that's just from the flames later. Do his eyes
he
burn
just
out in the
blows
flames,
up.
or is that to do with the vaccine?
Yeah, does he have eyes? I was curious
I don't
about
know,
that because they
actually.
mentioned like,
No, I
yeah, I
don't
was
think
looking and he
so.
didn't have eyes, and I'm like, is he just blind? Like, is he just like blind
There
superhero?
ain't no way.
There-
He really is Batman. He
Yeah,
uses
he could be
like a
Daredevil.
location to see.
He's kind of like half-ass Deadpool.
More like
Yeah.
Daredevil.
Like a lazy ass Deadpool, right?
He's like
He's like a
Daredevil, 'cause
mixture of the
Daredevil is
two.
blind, yeah.
But he's
Yeah.
not burned though.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
He's just the Daredevil.
He doesn't look like
the
the
dead
fucking
Just the guy.
dried out ball sack that you lit with a wet paper towel.
Don't say that.
Have you done that?
I mean, and
I gotta go pee real quick. It'll be like 2 minutes.
So continue or keep going.
Neil can
Alright,
continue if you want.
those
I'll
are
be
the
quick.
same
It's just,
option.
yeah.
You want us to continue or keep going?
you
like-
get the option.
The illusion of choice. Yeah, but
Oh my
does-
god.
it does
It
give
makes
him,
sense.
like super dexterity and strength and agility and stuff. And he breaks out of there
Fast.
somehow on the 5th of November, and they're burning in flames, and his skin
Blows
is
it up.
boiling.
But he uses the gunpowder kegs. He blows it up. He
From
does the
where?
Thing, you know. I don't know, science.
The plot.
It's
Yes.
a lab. There's got to be some explosives in there somewhere.
He comes
There you
out,
go.
he's like, raw in the fire, and they're like, he had no eyes. Evie wakes up at Daedric's house, and he's making him fucking egg and toast thing. She's like, that's so weird. This is the thing that V made me when I woke up. He's like, yeah, that is a coincidence, huh?
Yeah,
That's-
like literally, I didn't really get that because he's just like, yeah, huh, that's weird. Like that's it, and then
Yeah.
that's where that ends. Like there's nothing else past that.
I know he's like, oh, what if I am V? Huh? And makes a joke, and it's like, that didn't go anywhere.
We know you're not. But...
Looks at him. She's like, "Way to fucking kill the vibe."
All right, this is weird now. Yeah.
Like at this point we hadn't seen V, so it's like maybe like it could have been him. You could be like convinced at that point, but
Yeah.
No.
Later that night, they're watching Daedric's show, and there's like a spoof of the High Chancellor, and they just have like a lookalike on the show. But not only do they have a lookalike, they have like an exact second lookalike for the Chancellor. It's pretty funny. They like give him like milk, and then you see like just the hand of the Chancellor watching, and he's drinking like milk.
I like how you hear him give out a little like, like you kind of like at like one point you hear him like enjoy it for a second, and then like when the joke ends up on him, that's just like, yeah, you can continue this. I'll let you explain what happens before I get more into this.
I like V is like under his chair.
Yeah, that's good. He like ties his shoes. Yeah.
It's so true. I can't remember what the other thing he does is on stage. But
Replaces a cigar with one of those like fake
Oh, the
cigars.
exploding things.
one,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he like
sees
goes into the band. He's like playing like the skateboard thing, and he like slowly stops.
they guess have to go get him and trips, obviously. But yeah, then there's the second one, and they're like, kill that one, no, that one, and fire, and they both die. And in
I
like
hope
this,
you
like
die. I hope we both die.
in this authoritarian state, like Daedric is just like, no, I'll probably be fine. I'll get like a slap on the wrist, but what are they gonna do middle of the night?
Just break and beat the shit out of him.
It's just literally like the equivalence of like making fun of Hitler during like the Third Reich, like being like one of Hitler's like main propagandists, and then making him look
Yeah.
like an idiot. Be like an idiot. What's he gonna do? Like he's not known to have a temper or
Me
anything.
and this guy go way back. Come on
He'll
now.
be like, yeah, you gotta pay me like $2, and you know I'll take him out for dinner. I'll say an apology. We'll be fine. And then yeah, like in the next scene, he's just like,
And this is the third
Shaking
time
that
like
home.
we see Evie hiding under something in that exact same shot. Because it's like when her parents get stolen,
Parents
when they
get-
come to the video station, and then now.
I like how
He's been
she sees
hiding
all
her
the
whole
people
life.
getting-
And go
helpless.
see 2005 to 2027.
Yeah.
True.
Bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
Tries to book it out the window, and yeah, she gets bagged too by, she thinks, those guys. She wakes up in this very small stone cell. She's sleeping on all the different corners of the cell, very uncomfortable looking. They just give her slop to eat, and she's pretty much on just like being very malnourished and
Yeah. My favorite part of this is like the rat that comes in and he just like smells the food and he's like, and like runs away.
That's just fucked. Don't eat that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go eat some drywall.
She eventually finds this note from a lady who was stuck in a cell as well, and she was a lesbian, like I guess in whatever time before V was stuck in his cell, and so she was like outcast from her parents, and when became like an actor in these movies, but then was outed for being a lesbian. They killed her partner while she was out, and then eventually came for her, and she
Bagged
got put
her
into this jail.
partner while she was out.
Bagged her
We
partner.
don't know if they die or
Everyone
not. I'm just
dies,
saying.
Marcel, eventually.
No, everybody lives. Nobody
This is
dies
a
in
happy movie.
They
This
just
is
get
a
really bad
simulation.
boo-boos.
If George of the Jungle taught us anything.
Nobody dies in movies. They just get really bad boo-boos.
Mm-hmm.
So
Trauma. Lots of trauma.
but I can't really remember what she learns over the course of that note, but basically just that, hey,
Life
like,
sucks.
well,
Being in jail sucks.
it's more that like, hey, there's beauty in life, even if like you have to die for it,
Sucks.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
So then the guy comes in, hey, like, you gonna tell us or are we gonna kill you? She's like, yeah, I guess he'll kill me. So V lets
I'm
her
ready
out.
to go.
Surprise! I shaved your head, and
It was me, idiot. You
It's a
got
prank, it's a
trolled.
prank, it's a prank.
she's just like having a mental breakdown.
She's like,
Okay, so when he explains
So
it, like,
shit.
it makes like I get the logic behind like why he thinks he's doing it.
Like he's fucking
But at the same
insane.
time, I don't understand why he did that to her.
Right?
Still, like, and I don't remember her asking, like, because she was like, "Oh yeah, you said you didn't want to feel fear," and I'm like, "Okay, but like that's kind of taking it like super, like to an extreme, you know?"
Yeah.
Like,
I meant I wanted to like try a roller coaster.
I don't want to feel fear. Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
emotionally batter the shit out of
Yeah.
you for a year.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like you tell somebody,
Like
"Oh, I enjoy
waterboarding?
feeling the sunlight," and then they take you on a vacation to Mexico
light you
for
on
like
fire.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
like,
did
yo,
you
you
like
didn't
it?
need to do this. Like,
I mean, that just sounds
like
straight
saying
up
I-
nice.
yeah, it
Yeah.
does sound
It's a little
nice,
chilly.
but I'm
I'd take
saying,
Yeah,
someone light
those
me
two
on
things are
fire.
basically the same thing.
there's this level, and then there's the level. Man, fuck this
Yeah.
shit. Yeah, there's that.
You said you wanted to learn to swim, so I dropped you in the middle of the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah, exactly.
See, Joe, I think a better one is if someone was like, "Oh, I like sunshine," and then they took you to Brazil.
Yeah.
I
V
think
for
that would be the
Vendetta
better one.
I
would be
hate to go to
terrible on
Brazil.
Pimp My Rides. Could you imagine like V Pimp My Rides? We heard you like.
Yeah.
We heard you like.
We heard you
Yeah,
like
like,
fucking
the Steer
horses,
console is just
so
a big
we
guy
literally built you a
fast
car
mess.
out of horsehide.
So where were we? Yeah, so V tells her why he did this, and she's like, "Damn, bro, I need some air." So he takes her up to the roof, and it's raining. She goes out and kind of like he did in the fire. So she is
She go out, she
changed.
go, ah.
She's a new woman.
Before
Bald-headed bitch.
she
I think it
leaves,
just kind of goes to show that even bald Natalie Portman's still attractive.
Yep.
Just can't make that woman ugly.
No.
Natalie Portman, if you're watching this, thanks.
single.
You're not single.
Let me.
Sorry, single men, real quick. Do like a nice little post. So Natalie, you know, I'm just saying, like, you ever in E-Town, you know, you want some snuggle up, like.
I bet you that sweater could fit too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a big ass.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, two things before she leaves. One is V is like, hey, can you come back one more time before the 5th? And she says, yeah. Secondly, she's like, hey, I'll give you this note back since you fucking lied to me and all that. And he's like, no, I did lie, everything else, but not the note. And she sees the like movie poster and everything. but it's like, hey, we're living here for like half a year. Wouldn't you have like seen this?
Yeah, seen that. Yeah.
Maybe she didn't make the connection. I don't know. So she goes. I can't remember where she goes to live, or if we see. Maybe she can just go home, but it feels like she wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, I was wondering where she went after that, because yeah, wouldn't they all be looking for her?
Well, it is like months and months later, and they haven't seen her in forever, so like maybe not, but I don't know.
Yeah, true.
The news is trying to link the St. Mary's virus to V at this point, and things are escalating in the streets because nobody trusts the news, and it's almost the 5th of November. We see that all these packages are being delivered to all these people's houses, and they're filled with cloaks and hats and masks.
Yeah.
So they can all look just like him. Which, like, how did he do that to everybody in London?
Yeah, that's a lot of shipping to pay for.
Nobody opened
Like
any of these boxes.
minimum. Like,
Yeah.
Dude, we literally bought marijuana online for years before it was legal.
True.
But that's Canada. This is like the USSR. Like,
yeah, literally.
It's literally Britain. What do you mean?
Yeah, but it's a fake Britain that's like
Yeah,
authoritarian.
USSB.
This is Russian Britain. You don't understand.
Yeah.
You don't
this is
get it.
Britain with a gulag.
You've never been to the
Did you guys see my
USSR.
cool dog tag I wore for this episode? Me and Joe.
It's like
got.
Sons of Anarchy. It's like
Hey, well, Jules an anarchist. He's got the A.
I remember.
Just
Yeah.
turn it
Put
upside down.
there.
Wait,
It's the guy.
wait, that makes a lot of sense. Do you think that was what they meant? Like it has the
No.
No, I think it might be. He's anti-government. And it's a V. It almost looks like that. Anyways,
Okay, I see what's going on here. Little sneaky guys, those guys.
oh yeah, what I was gonna say, the game Rage.
Turn
Yeah.
it upside
Oh,
down.
Not Rage 2.
No.
Just
Get
Rage.
this guy's symbol. I don't
But-
know, man. Turn the anarchy A, like.
Upside down.
When me and Joe bought this in like grade like 8 or 9, we bought dog tags at this place in the mall. I thought this was like a symbol for the game Rage. I didn't know that this was the symbol.
Anarchy. Funny.
Never seen the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair.
Honestly, I haven't, but yeah.
Nope.
So the investigator starts putting everything together. He's talking to his like coworker, and he's like, "I need to ask you a question. Like, you don't need to answer the question, but like, I just been thinking, you think our fucking government did all this?"
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude! I told you 5 times.
Red pilling. He's red
Yeah,
pilling.
literally.
This is Red Pill. Yeah.
It's like
Based-
so
Joe
COVID.
Rogan podcast.
Yes.
It really is though.
Like the virus, the fake virus that the government created the vaccine for, so that they can control the people. It's like, and it's set in possibly 2020.
Mhm.
So I don't know what makes the tie here, but something here leads the investigator to search up something like in his email or something like that, which gives him V's contact so they can meet up together. When they go to meet V, though, he's wearing like some sort of disguise.
Like he's always been.
Yeah, but not his regular disguise, I guess.
No.
A different disguise.
And he's like, "Yo, tell me what's going
Or
on."
does he kind of look like the guy off of Spirited Away, like the Cole, like the Cole
Yeah, he does. He totally
He
does.
does, right? Like the stupid looking mustache, and like he
Yeah.
just looks. It's the big fucking like.
He takes care of all the
black
bathwater.
glasses. Yeah.
So, like, the investigator wants him to tell him what's going on, but he's like, "You already know what's going on. You just want me to tell you the story." So he just tells him the story of like the chancellor. He's like, "Oh, he's a deeply religious conservative man who wanted to get power, so he started researching these biochemical weapons. This guy, Mr. Creedy, told him, 'Hey, you know where's the best place to use that? At home.' And so they make like the cure for it and use it at home, and then that's how what's his face, the news guy got real rich because he like invested in that company." anyways, so he tells him that, hey, like, you need to make sure that Mr. Creedy's like on top surveillance, which I don't understand why he wants him to do that, because then he goes and meets up with Mr. Creedy in the night. He goes into his like botanical garden and like holds him at knife point. And they're just like, oh, I can't quite see on there, but looks like he's being held at knife point. And he makes a deal with him to, we learn later, like get the Chancellor to V. They, once again, things are escalating in the city. People are getting their packages, all that, and we see V setting up all the dominoes. It's like, how do you have time for this today?
So many fucking dominoes.
Yes. The investigator's saying, like, you know, it's all like, I can just see everything that's going to happen, like, and like only one thing needs to go wrong and everybody's just going to snap. And this part felt super COVID with like everybody in the streets, and like then the one child gets shot, and then it just goes like montage of just like army comes out, this is happening.
Yeah.
So, and then the dominoes start falling and it turns into a big
wig comes
V.
in, like surfing on the dominoes.
Riots and all that shit.
Did you say big wig?
I don't know his name. I couldn't remember.
Big
What is
Weld.
it?
Big Weld.
Big Weld. No, that's it. Big wig comes riding in. You know?
It all links back to robots. How did we not see this before?
Every movie is just a spin-off of a robot.
I wish. God, I wish.
Right.
All right, how are we making up the robots conspiracy here? We gotta come up with something.
I'm starting the
Most
Reddit
people
right
don't
now.
know this,
Yeah,
but
opening
Schindler's List and robots are actually the same movie.
Edie shows up at V's house for that dance, or, well, they did talk about dancing, but that's what they end up doing.
Dancing.
Says that he has a gift for Evie in the
Throw
form
down
of a
government.
giant train filled with bombs, and he's like,
Oh boy! I hope it's a football.
Just what I wanted.
he's like, you can blow up the parliament, or you could not, but like,
It could.
it
You see how many explosives are in this train?
did take
It'll
me
go
a
boom.
while.
This is a
not
lot
like
of
I've,
fucking explosives.
I've been planning my entire life for this, but like it's totally cool if you don't. Like I don't want to make you seem like you have to pick one or the other. But like I'm just saying I've devoted a lot of time. I mean, all that kidnapping would have been for nothing, right?
I
All that,
did
you
kill
know,
a lot of
Cute.
people.
You know,
Wouldn't it be so
like,
cute if you're a domestic terrorist with me? Oh.
but again, I won't be
terrorism.
No.
V just
Just
goes,
keep in mind, I did torture you for almost a year, so.
true, I did chop your hair off.
She just like smooches the mask, like, yeah, he's feeling that moment.
One thing I saw was like, imagine being this close to like kissing Natalie Portman and you're blocked by this fucking mask. He just like
Can we
takes
do it
off.
without the mask, please?
You just gotta practice the scene. Yeah, he takes off down the tunnels. And then this is definitely okay. No, yeah, this is my thumbs up moment. I don't know if we're doing that, but this scene where he kills everybody here is the friggin' best.
Yeah, it is pretty cool.
He shows up in the alley, and Mr. Creedy's there, unbags the Chancellor, and they don't show it, but he's probably injected, given a rose, the whole treatment. So he dies, and so Mr. Creedy's like, "Okay, time for you to keep your part of the bargain. Take your mask off."
No, they don't. He like shoots the guy shoots him in the head.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
right. Yeah, no, never mind.
Then he gives him a rose beforehand when he talks to him. He puts the rose in his shirt.
Yeah.
Wait, was that the real Chancellor?
I think so. Yeah.
I think so.
That
Could-
ass, I
Cause
thought it was just
there's
a
like
Doppler, for, like to be 100%. I was like, oh, like and then I was like, oh wait, there was no reveal.
Because later on, when they were talking about like the cops, later on, were like, "Oh, we haven't heard from the Chancellor or the other guy." So
Okay.
What
I don't know why. I just
thought.
thought because they show Dopplers, they would have used. You know what I mean? Like if you show a gun, you gotta use that gun. So I was like, oh, maybe they'll have like a Doppler. And I was like, oh, well, no, I'm just an idiot.
So gun that's shown in the first act goes off in the third. But Yeah, because like I have the feeling like in the extended edition you were talking about, they show that the fake chancellor is now the new chancellor. You know what I mean? So like V puts him
Oh yeah,
right, because like that seems like something that's on the cutting room floor, anyways. But
true.
he's like, yeah, okay, now we get to take your mask off, and they send the two dudes over to take his mask. He just like kills them both, and they're just like, what the hell?
Bro.
Like it.
Cool.
He says, I did write.
Hey, rude. Those are my henchmen.
He's like, me and you have something in common, Mr. Creedy. We're both going to die tonight. He's like, and how do you think that's going to go? With my hands around your neck. And bollocks, we've got guns. All you've got is knives. And he's like, no, what you've got are bullets. And the hope that once you're out of them, I won't still be standing. And then so they just unload on him. He just fucking takes it all, and they say, my turn.
Yeah.
Grabs two knives, like.
It's like the most like all I could think about is like Ryan Reynolds in Blade as he's like swinging the blades around. It's like doing the following like swooshes. I'm like, it's kind of cool.
Yeah, very satisfying. Knife sounds too.
No, I never really liked the blade swooches. Like
No, that's the thing. I could have done without that.
Takes me out.
It's goofy as
That was
I love it.
my thumb down moment. Is I find that takes me away from it, and I'm like, this is just an odd styling choice. It's not really anywhere
And
else.
the man getting shot 30 times beforehand and just being like, we cool. It
That's
doesn't
fine.
take
I
you
can get
out of
through
it.
that. No, I can deal with that. He's a superhero. I already got pulled out of that. So I'm just like, okay, sure, he can take like 18 bullets. to the
That's a
chest. Why not?
superhero. That's the excuse for the blade swooshes
I
then.
just don't like I don't like how it looks. I just think like the blade swooches themselves just genuinely look like gross. Like, and especially since the movie's like 16 years old, it definitely like I don't know if maybe back in the day that was like something that people like to see. Maybe like the people were watching it like, oh, this is a really good editing choice. But for me watching it now, I'm like, this looks like shit. Like,
It strikes me as something that like maybe they like filmed it and edited it, and it was like the knives were hard to track or something. Like you couldn't always like follow them, so they added that.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it definitely takes you out.
nah.
Just looks a bit like
The scene
cartoony for
itself's
the tone
cool,
of the
though.
rest of it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little-
So yeah, he was wearing the metal vest. Plus, he's kind of got super strength, so he doesn't die immediately. But he makes it back to Evie. Pretty much collapses, and she somehow lifts his corpse up on into the train on top of all the roses. The investigator shows up and is like, "Hey, you stopped that." Well, I don't know.
that does look like some pretty cool shit you're doing. Like,
Well, he did have a point. Although I've been trying to stop him for this whole year.
well, my boss is kind of a dick. I don't really want to go to work tomorrow anyway, and I feel like it's a good excuse.
So it does let her send the train off, and it goes right into the Parliament building, and all these people in Guy Fawkes outfits are storm the Parliament. What was that other 2020
Big Ben,
thing
the
that-
Parliament? Like, is that the same building?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
No.
It just says
Big Ben?
Parliament.
Yeah.
No, but
I thought it was
it's
like
a clock.
part of
I think
it.
It's just a clock tower on Parliament.
That's it? Oh, I thought it was Big Ben. I'm gonna be 100%. Again, that's where my head's at near the end of this movie. I'm like, oh, it's Big Ben blowing up. Cool. Like,
Also,
We're very worldly here.
at so like when the fireworks and everything start going off, they make like a big V in the sky, and everybody starts taking their masks off, and Daedric takes his mask off, and I was like, didn't you get disappeared? Like, like the guy.
Was he there?
Yeah,
I missed that.
yeah.
Huh.
So I don't know if that was
I-
like metaphorical or if he gets let
won his
go.
fight in the gulag, man. He won his 1v1. He got out.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. And
Got
that
redeployed.
is
Redeployed, yeah.
the end of our movie.
Anybody notice the end credit music at the end of this movie was really just kind of off tone for like the ending we just saw? It was like really
I forget
happy,
what it
like,
was.
Yeah, I
I don't
turned
know
it
what
off.
yeah, literally, it was just like kind of like a poppy music, and I'm like,
Really?
okay.
It's just like the whole movie of classical music credits roll.
New Kendrick song drops.
Vendetta. Yeah.
And it's like when
you about to get shell shocked.
the end of Brightburn when they played Bad Guy. It's like,
I hated that.
Oh yeah.
That's how
It's
you ruin
awful.
It's
Like, oh, the whole movie wasn't serious. Okay.
I'm the bad guy.
He just appears out as Bad Guy starts playing.
So it is now time for the ceremony of thumbs, where we must all say whether we
This is gonna
recommend
work.
this movie and say that, hey, you should give this one a watch, or B, thumbs down, you can give this one a skip, and afterwards we'll go around to just give our final thoughts about the movie. So 3, 2, 1. Yeah.
Augers.
Yeah.
Wow, across the bowl.
It's like it's not a bad movie. Like I don't know. I don't know.
Well, you're talking. You go first. What's
Sure.
Oh
What
yeah,
do you
I
think?
was just gonna say like I like it. Like it's not like I can't say it's a bad movie. It's just I have such a hard time watch. It's a lot of dialogue. I realize especially
Yeah.
watching it again. I'm like it's a lot of fast talking, which like sometimes I can be down for, but like it's just I don't know. There's an air of pretentiousness I find with the film, but then at the same time, it's a good movie. So I can't be like, it's not a thumbs down, but it's just also like not. Maybe it's just not my shtick. Maybe it's just like it makes me red pill too hard. I don't
well,
like
like
that.
did you see recently Don't Look Up?
No, I didn't
Oh.
bother.
Anyways, it's basically just an allegory for COVID and how people like didn't believe in the virus for all that. And it's like it's like a good movie and all that, but it's like when you're so heavy-handed in one political direction and you're just like saying like that, like I don't know. It's hard to like not feel like that's just like, okay, you're shoving this down my throat. Like,
Yeah.
even if you do
pretty
believe
good earlier though.
Yeah.
If they focused more towards like superhero aspect of it, I think I would have been more invested.
Mhm.
I think it was just like you can only do so much with the government sucks because like no shit, the government sucks. Like
Hey, but like if Marvel handled this rather than DC,
Mhm.
you would have had 8 movies and they would have all gotten worse.
True.
Whoa, breaking
Would've been-
news.
Imagine if, like
V is gonna be in the
going
new
up against,
Avengers.
like Iron Man.
Whoa.
All he does is just take bullets the entire movie.
Dane, what do you think? What did you think?
Yeah, I almost struggled if I wanted to give it the thumbs up or thumbs down. Like, I don't know if it's an essential you need to watch this type movie, but I did think it was a really good movie. If you like Marcel said, dialogue-driven movies, it does have a good story to it. It does have good storytelling throughout it, so I liked it for that aspect. Couple of like trigger warnings for people in it. There are some assault scenes and stuff that are pretty uncomfortable to get through, but other than that, it was a good story, and I think it weighs a little heavier on today's times than it did back then, just with everything that's going on in the world now.
I'd say like especially like sorry, I'm just kind of tagging on what you said, but like near the like now how relevant this movie actually is, like it it might be worth at least one watch just to like so you don't end up like sheeping a bit, like no, it might be. I'd recommend it like now.
We should overthrow the government.
Absolutely.
I think we should. I think
be
we
afraid
should
of
be the
us,
new
not the other way around.
I do have a train and a bunch of gunpowder. So.
I do have this excess amount of fertilizer.
I got like a stockpile of these Guy Fawkes masks. Like I don't know. Like
I don't know. They're just cheap on Amazon. It's like 500.
yeah, like it was literally
$10.
like fuck, it was great, man. Shit started showing up at my house. I don't know. I got like 1,200 of these things in a warehouse down the street. I don't know what to do with them. Let's just do it. I live up. Well, no, we can't. I can't make those jokes.
Gonna end up on a watch list.
I'm gonna end up disappearing.
It was my movie, and like even I struggled to like want to give it a thumbs up at some points because like I don't know, it's just like
it's a little bit too like
if you think about it, V just like
like
if you don't think about like all the good stuff that V did, he like kidnapped a girl, like fucking tortured her, like did all this like shit that like killed a bunch of people. Like this guy's not a good guy. Like, this guy's a shitty person.
But his whole shtick is like he can do bad stuff if it's for a good reason.
I guess that's kind of his thing.
He
But
did
like,
make her eggs and toast, though. That was pretty nice.
Okay, and the other thing that like I feel like they didn't explain is like you know how like V and Dietrich, like they make the same food, they have like all this like stuff, they're like almost the same person. Why? Like I went and read it up online, and they said that like at the beginning of the movie, because Evie is going to go see Dietrich, like people think that like V and Dietrich know each other, and that like he wanted her to go to his house that night so she would get in trouble with these police so that V could go and save her.
Wow.
How I read it was like kind of to give V a character foil where like they're showing, okay, here's somebody who like has that mindset and does absolutely nothing about it and just sits there, and then here's V who's like doing stuff.
I guess that is a good.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess that makes
sense. As
sense.
he does something, he gets bagged. So
yeah, true.
Oof.
So maybe don't try stuff.
Yeah. Stay in your lane.
Yeah, stay in your lane, sheeple.
Joe, what do you think?
First time watching it, I enjoyed it. It was, if you don't think about it too much, it's a fun movie. Especially the end there with the knives. I mean, that was chill. It definitely took me out of it, I'll be honest. Otherwise, I don't know, V's character is pretty edgy, pretty cool. Some people could relate to him being shut-ins and all. Natalie Portman's hot.
Yep.
Fuck the government. If that's all you think about, if it makes you think even a little bit about what's being fed into your brain every day, then let's chill.
Yeah.
I think it's like a bit, it's kind of like you really got to sit down and pay attention to a movie to get like all it wants you to get out of it. And like you guys have been saying, there's a lot of talking, like a lot of parts of it move really slowly, like and like there is
man, this is hard to get through.
There's really high highs, but then there's a lot of just like, okay, stuff's going on here, and like the stuff that's like not too exciting is also like pretty important to the plot, so it's like you still gotta really pay attention.
Even the girl that gets shot that like starts that whole like the whole revolution, you know, that moment, we see that girl throughout the entire film. Right, like, so everything shown is used at one point or another, which is kind of like, I guess that's a problem. Like, that's a definitely like, you know, thumbs up for them. But like, you know, there's so much you have to, like, you're right, you have to pay attention or else you'll miss shit like that. And then it's just like, oh, the girl gets shot, but it's more impactful when you realize this girl's been behind the whole movement the entire time. Right?
Which I kind of like movies like that. Like one of my favorite movies is like A Beautiful Mind, and that's like basically the whole movie. It's like you have to fucking pay attention to the whole movie else you don't know what's going on. Exactly.
I think that's been put on the wheel twice and we didn't land on it. I think me and Josh both put it on separate times.
It's a good movie.
Speaking of the wheel, it is now time to spin the wheel. I'll go over what our options are for next week.
Wheel.
The Green Knight movie. I don't know a lot about, but it's new and I really want to see it. Encanto, new Disney movie that is out. Freaky, once again, some sort of horror movie I don't know anything about. Spirited Away, Studio Ghibli classic.
Ghibli.
Hot Fuzz, Ghibli.
It's pronounced GIF.
I forgot I'm speaking into
I
this
like
mic.
peanut butter.
GIF.
Hot Fuzz, part of the Cornetto trilogy, the cop one. Dude, Where's My Car is the last one.
Part of the Dude trilogy.
Yeah, it comes after The Big Lebowski.
Yeah. In the same universe. Boggers.
Hot Fuzz. Yes! Yeah, you're right. Man, we should watch Last Night in Soho, his new movie.
I do want to see that actually. I started watching it and it's pretty good, but I just didn't have time to like finish it. I want to do like an actual like sit down and watch it. It's pretty
Man, I don't know how you can sit down and just not watch a movie, like a full movie.
I just get distracted.
Like, that would just anger me.
When you watch that many
goes and like
movies,
does something else. I get it. Like Yeah.
You gotta
but-
realize, man, my brain's a little mush when it comes to film at this point. It all just kind of blends together.
Yeah, there's just too many.
Been watching movies since I can remember. Like,
Thank you for joining us. If you made it this far in this podcast,
We
don't forget to leave
appreciate you.
a thumbs up on this video, share it if you like it, and comment which movies you want us to review in the future. And,
and check
come
us
along
out on
with us.
Spotify because we got our first episode on Spotify now.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to
Spotify?
get that all figured out so we can
True.
get all of our episodes on Spotify.
Oh yeah.
But yeah.
And you can listen
Gotcha.
to us on the go. You know, you want to listen to a bunch of idiots talk about movies while you're on your way to work, then hell yeah, we're the podcast for you, man. I mean, you made it this far.
Yeah, honestly, if anyone made it this far.
Good for you.
You know us at this point.
We got Trent.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
And shout
Yeah.
out.
So we have been No Thumbs Up. We'll see you next time. Peace.
Later.
Bye.